Hello, welcome to my technical presentation on Amazon AWS Game Character Creator. My name is Max Emiliano, but you can call me Max. I'm going to be going over the web application UI and the PDF version of our project. So we're working with 13th Age tabletop game, which is very popular around the tabletop user players. And it's very popular within our sponsors company, which is Amazon. A lot of Amazonians play this game, so they would like us to create a web application for the users to create their characters. So I'll be going over the printable sheet that the user can have after they create their character from the UI. So one of the aspects of this project is to be able to have a PDF version of the character sheet or the character creator, and that's one of the deliverables. But we use the information that's being sent to the UI, and it's being sent to a JSON file. We use that information to send to the PDF and be able to print it out. And one thing that we're working on also is a dynamic text fields in the PDF. There's some times where we want the page to break, so we don't want a text field just to have broken with the text. We want it to be pretty and very readable for the user. And also, the reason for the PDF is for the user to be able to use their character sheet outside the UI. And also, they can go back and forth. If you want to change something, all the information is being stored in the cloud, and that information can be brought in and then also change and have it printed out again. And one cool thing is that we're working on is having it be something fun and interactive with the user. And after they put in the information in the UI, they are given the option to print it out, which is a must, but we also want it to be enjoyable, the PDF. So these examples are um, one of actually the one on the right here is given by our sponsor that they use. We see different colors, we see images, which shows a lot of fun with the game. And also on the right here, there's a bunch of colors and an image here. So we want the user to be within the aspect of the game after they print it out. We still wanted to be um, having them feel like they're in the game after they do the stuff in the UI. But these are examples that we're using. That's to say that they're not going to be exactly like this, but they're going to be um, uh, similar in a sense. But we want it to be our own, and our sponsors are being very kind on giving us a little guide and giving us more examples on how uh, us developers are going to be using to be able to print it out for the users. And this gives us some challenges that we did run into. Sometimes we interact with different languages. That's to say, if I put stuff in Spanish and that printed out just fine. But if a person puts in the information in Japanese with those different characters, we noticed that it came out with different characters and not exactly like the user has imported in the UI. So that's what we're working on right now. And another thing is a string might be too long for the text field, and sometimes it would just go over the text field length, and we needed it to either minimize, which we did minimize it, but we wanted to cut it to a point where this is the maximum and it can minimize, but we can also um, cut it to a point where we can just put um, ellipses, so dot dot dot, just to show the character or the user, sorry, to say like, hey, your character name is too long. We just had to put the dot dot dot, but we're also gonna have and UI tell them, your character might be too long, but it's still being sorted in the JSON as what you inputted in the UI, but in the PDF version, it's going to be this and that. And also thing, images, we're debating on they're having it in the file itself and having it in the cloud and having it imported into the images, or into the PDF. But we are working on these challenges, one challenge at a time. But we are making progress, and I hope that you get to see the end result. And thank you for listening. Have a good night.